That's all right. I'm doing the dishwasher first, and then we'll make some coffee. Could make proper coffee actually, because I have coffee beans. So I thought we'll do this first. This always makes the wife happy. Right, sorted this out. The carnage of the kitchen in the morning. I'm house trained. There's one person in. Hello. Oh, I need to do the chat thing because I always get it wrong, don't I? I don't do it properly. Live chat. There we go. How are we doing? Hope you well. Whoever that is in the chat. That is a massive spoon. I didn't even know we had a spoon that big. That is a serving spoon which goes there. You know what? I'll bring it all the way over here so you can. So I'm not got my back to you. There we go. It's Joe Hub. Hey Nim. Hey mate. How you doing, Joe? You alright? How are tricks? Got some. I want a coffee, and I thought I'd do a sort of update. And I was umming and ahhing about what to make video-wise today, but I need to sort my shed out, my studio. And I'm kind of lacking a bit of motivation. But I haven't done a proper video in a while. Hey up, Joey, how you doing, my man? Nice to see you, mate. That interview you did with that dude. Oh my gosh. Like, that dude was leathered and mental. It was quite something to watch. Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating. I did some digging on the guy, and yeah, he has had a seriously checkered past, didn't he? It's early morning in the States, bro. I haven't even left the house for the office. Andy Dick. Yeah, that's the man. Oh my word. Crazy. Sterling, how you doing? Getting ready to go to work, are you, brother? Well, I am. I'm a man of leisure today. I'm not really doing very much, so it's about, what time are we on here? 9:57 a.m. So I'm just chilling. I'm gonna have a coffee. I'm gonna decide what to do today. It was my daughter's birthday last week, her 13th. So like everything was geared up for that party. And then Friday the weather was great, so she had all the garden. So I took all the stuff out of my studio, like lights and things, to make disco fun for her. And it's all kind of been shoved back in there, so that's one thing I could really do with doing. Probably only take me a couple of hours. So the size of that spoon is massive. But yeah. I'm going well. This is Joe Hupp. He says, I'm going well. Thanks for asking. May have asked this before, but I've forgotten. You're in the UK. Yeah, I'm in the UK, man. Yeah, I'm in a place called Huddersfield in Yorkshire. It's kind of like north of England. It's sort of, if you look at the whole country, you've got Scotland, and then you've got us. Well, Newcastle, and then us, and then further down you got the Midlands, and then the south. So I grew up in the south, though, and then I moved up to Yorkshire. I much prefer Yorkshire, to be honest. I occasionally miss the south, but it's rare. You can tell I don't do this much because I don't know where these go. These are like serving bowls. I think they go in here, but that's got glasses in. I can never remember because this is a new kitchen, and our old kitchen, the wife has moved everything about, and my brain still thinks it's the old one, so I'm never entirely sure where everything goes. I'm going to put it here, which is probably wrong. I think that's where I saw them last time. Joe, Sam Smalley, how you doing? Yeah, I saw that message about Deeds, man. I can't believe it. The fact that it all fell through. Yeah, Deeds Brewing in Australia. Yeah, it's just honestly awful. Like some of the best beers I've ever had have come from Australia, from that brewery. And to think it's all gone now, just Very sad. This is a problem. A lot of these companies, we picked up too much debt in the middle of the pandemic. Just screwed us over. Don't forget to hit the like button. So on here, if you just hold the screen, it'll give you it'll just like it automatically. Just helps, I think. Well, Joe's got a pretty cool picture of a truck. Was going to say you're a Yorkie. I am a Yorkie, man. Dinky D Aussie here. Yep. So devastated. Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it? I visited him 2 years ago. He's moved since then. Oh, no way. I didn't know you knew him. I didn't know you knew him, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's like... that's Darlin's. So, right, we've got a new house. And our house is just slightly lower than the house next door. And the builders have left a gap in the soffit. And then we've got this starling that's moved in. And he makes the most random noises. We think he's been to a war zone because he makes like the sound of... It's almost like rockets going off and then rockets coming back. And then he does like distant machine gun fire, which is really bizarre. We're like, it's strange. And he does a voice, but we don't know what he's saying. You can't recognise it. But yeah, he keeps sitting up on the fence and stuff. I need to get him out really because it's going to damage it. But part of me is like, I don't want him to, if he's got little starlings in there, I don't want to hurt them. Although they are a pest, I think that goes in there. Yeah, man, it's we've got a lot of Australians in here. We've got a good Aussie fan base, to be honest. I like the Australians. I've never met a bad one, to be totally honest. I worked with a lot of Aussies over the years. They've always been great. Sterling says, how's the progress in getting your CDL coming along? Oh, mate, honestly, I am so, I don't know what I've got to do, but I'm so fed up, right? I used to hold a racing license. I raced cars and carts since I was 12. I can drive. Like, I had no problem with taking my driving test. Admittedly, I got banned for speeding later on. I had to retake my test. But that kind of stuff I'm good at, right? So I've passed all the theory, all the CPC, all the stuff that you've got to do. I passed it with flying colours. No problem at all. I did the manoeuvring, so you have to manoeuvre the truck and trailer. I did the coupling and uncoupling and all that. Perfect. My flipping driving test, I just can't seem to nail it. And it's always like one little thing. So the first one, I think I was just underprepared on the first one and I stressed myself out. Part of me was probably a little bit overconfident as well because I don't normally fail at stuff. So I made two mistakes. I hit the curb, turning right, and I forgot to look over my left shoulder when I was turning right, so I didn't check the headboard, and there was another lane here. That was the fail. But I only got 4 minors. And then on my second one, I didn't even know I did it, but apparently I touched the curb with my trailer. But I don't know where I did it exactly. I think it was by a roundabout. But if I did, I must have just touched it. So I got that and 1 minor. So you get majors and minors. So you're allowed, I think 13, you're allowed 12 minors. And then you fail basically after that. But you're not allowed any majors. So I got 1 major, 1 minor. And then I took it again, and this time I didn't touch a curb, I did all my manoeuvring right, and he said, oh, I felt that you bullied your way to the left, and I failed you on that. I'm like, well, what does that mean? So, basically, he said that, I'm going to drop that then. He basically said that So we were going under a motorway to come off straight ahead. There were 3 lanes. The one on the right was turning right. The one in the middle was for straight on. There was another one marked straight on left, but it was full. So where I came onto it, there was no way for me to get into that lane. And on our test, we have to like stay to the left. So, but that lane was all peeling off to go left up onto the motorway. So as I moved forwards, well, I didn't stop at the lights or anything. I was moving forward, so I was moving. I started to indicate left, and I was looking in my mirrors, checking this side as well. And there was no traffic. Everybody had moved. They were still all just turning off left, so I just moved over into the left lane. He was like, "There's a van!" And there was no van. There was no van there. There was nothing there. If there was, I would have sent it through the flipping the wall. Anyway, that was my fail. What? And I got 3 minors. And it turns out the guy testing me doesn't even flipping drive trucks, so I don't know what you're supposed to do. But you can tell I'm a little bitter about it. So I just feel like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not happening. I feel a little bit mugged off at this point, and I've got another test. And after that, if I don't pass, I'm not putting any more money into it, because at 475 quid every go, and they're just like, this last one, they just flipping made it up. Yeah, I'm not doing it again. Joey says, have I missed any comments here? Hello, Kevin Parton, how you doing? Long time no see, my friend. Joey says, I love how Aussies identify their geography by their nearest prairie. Yeah, it's true. Well, it's part of the culture out there. Sterling says, I love train drivers. Usually race car drivers are the best for me to train. I think Europe control authority is more important here than in the States. We've got more room to make mistakes. Yeah, it's all like, we it's very, very narrow. Where I'm taking my test as well is tight. I mean, on one test, this guy who was high on drugs just ran out in front of the truck. And I stopped dead. I was like, oof, like that. Nearly threw us through the windscreen. But he was like, hey, you did the right thing there. 100%. So, but I mean, how can you combat that? I don't know. So that was a bit frustrating. Next and behind it, yeah, I mean, the thing is, in motorsport, we're taught. So the big problem when you're teaching someone, I think you'll understand this, Sterling, is if like they've got a bit of an idea of what they're doing, they're the most dangerous because they don't really want to listen to what you're teaching them. But in motorsport, it's always about getting quicker and listening to the person that's teaching you. So, you take the advice and then you implement it, and, you make it work, because that's what you've got to do if you want to be better. And I think, that's from racing. That's what you have to do. So I'm good at that, but flipping heck, man. That last one, I just got mugged off. Absolutely mugged off. I'm a bad loser as well, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. That's also what race car drivers do. It was the car, it was understeering, it was oversteering, it didn't have the right amount of power. I'm sure I had a misfire. Did you see what that other guy did? Those are all the things that we say. Dinner is served, heading off, take care. See you later, Joe, nice to see you. It's Tyke, hello mate, how you doing? Tyke's in the house, he's a Yorkshire trucker. I found another trucker today on the stream, by the way. A chap called... I've forgotten his name now. What was his name? Anyway, when I remember, I'll tell you. But he was a good lad. He's not far from me either. Sam says, sounds like you need to relax with a big BAMP stout, John. Oh, mate, honestly, I would, but you know what it is, right? I had a few beers this weekend, but nothing crazy. I just want to keep, Well, I've cut down my drinking a lot. A lot. I probably drink, gosh, not even a tenth of what I used to. And admittedly, I might have replaced it with food. Um, but yeah, I've just cut right down because, one, I can't afford it right now. Two, I'm not as stressed as I'm stressed in some ways, but not like I was stressed before. So I don't feel like I need to drink. But yeah, I had six little cans of beer at the weekend, like little 330s. That's it. So, and then in the week, I didn't drink anything. I don't think. So, yeah, that's how exciting I got. I would like a nice beer, but yeah, I'm just trying to keep it cut down. There's a big pan to wash there, and no one wants to see me washing a pan. So I'm just gonna make a coffee, I think. Now I've got this Lavazza instant stuff, which is nice, but I do fancy a proper coffee. So maybe we should dig out. I haven't used this machine in a week. So, what's he saying? That sucks, man. Yeah, it's just how it is. Rasco Disco, it's the disco. Morning. Happy damn Tuesday. Hello, Disco. How you doing, mate? These impromptu coffee mornings seem to be quite therapeutic for me. So I just thought I'm just going to do it. Sterling says the most dangerous trucker drivers have 6 months experience. Most trucking companies in the USA try to fail drivers in 90 days. Really? That's interesting. Mr. B, homebrews and beer reviews. Afternoon, John. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing good. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Oh yeah, you can tell I mate. Yeah, I might have forgotten to empty that before I stop using it. Oh, dear me, coffee grinds stink. They shouldn't smell like that. Oh no, I feel like I need to strip the whole thing down now. One for another video, I think. Tyler says, I'm down 20 units over the weekend and 30... What's that? I'm down to 20 units over the week and 30 on the weekend. Yeah, I mean, I love a good beer. I really do. But I've just had to cut it down. I don't know. I think I enjoy it and it gives me a lot of de-stress. And that's why I do it. But there's nothing better than sitting in a hot garden with a nice cold beer. But it's the aftermath the next day. I really struggle. Not even with a hangover, but just feeling like excessively miserable for no particular reason. Nothing's wrong. I'm just like, I'm like Marvin, the paranoid android. I'm just, become a misery gut. So I don't know. I've just decided to cut it right down, and I'm actually a lot happier for it. I have my odd day, but yeah, on the whole, a lot better now. So yeah, and it's a lot cheaper. I've saved a lot of money. I'm just gonna wash the thing. That's one good thing about this coffee machine. It's German, so you can just take it all apart. It's pretty good. What's he saying? Joey says the average age of a truck in the USA is 49. Over here, it's just not the position it was before. I'm okay. This guy says I'm okay now that I have established not going to the brewery today, but tomorrow instead. Having forgotten a chat I had on a very hazy Sunday afternoon. Yeah, that could happen. I've got buddies in the unions, they still make it okay, but a lot of these poor guys are broke. Yeah, Mr. B says, go to Coffee Bean. Oh, that's a really interesting question. See, that's something, and I've been umming and ahhing about it. I've been talking to a company recently, because I love coffee as much as I love beer. And I can't really live. I only started drinking coffee about, I don't know, probably 5-6 years ago. So it's something that I discovered and I quite enjoyed. So I was talking about with this company that's local about making a Nerd in Motion coffee to spec. But so far I haven't really followed it up enough because I don't know. I don't know if you guys would buy it or what, and I need to find out what the rules are with food and all that. They're a proper place, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I've been umming and ahhing about it. I probably should just get on and do it. Go to Coffee Beans though. So I tend to find I'm not. If you're going talking like sort of about blends specifically, I'm not into. I find quite often, when you go to the supermarket and you buy a French blend, it's not normally my cup of tea. Excuse the pun. But normally, see, I'm skint at the moment, and this is all right for the money. And it's from Lidl, and it's like 2 or 3 quid. It's just Arabica. It's like nothing fancy, and that's all that's in it. So there's no other beans in there, but it's just Arabica bean, and that's all you need. So that's probably my go-to. Brand-wise, I will try and buy things as long as they've been made in the country. So if it's saying that it's an Italian blend, I will try and get coffee beans that have been roasted in Italy. TK Maxx is really good for that. Otherwise, it's stuff like, I like Black Rifle coffee. Theirs is really nice. And I really like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Theirs is really good and it's really well priced. So you can get a bag of Dunkin' Donuts coffee for about 8 quid around here. So yeah. And Bean Brothers is my local one, and they do great coffee as well. Henry Boston says, "Can I please be tiny and live in your pocket?" Yeah, if you want to. You can be tiny and live in my pocket if you really want to. I have 3 children that live in my pocket on the permanent. They're always, "Dad, can I have this? Dad, can I have that? Dad, can I borrow some money for this?" Last night it was, what was the big thing? It was Xbox, and it was wanting money for, what's it called? It's not FIFA anymore, is it? It's called FC24 football game thing, which I bought them for Christmas. So the boys both got it for Christmas, and as yet have never played it. So coffee cup. I like to warm a coffee cup up as well. So I've left myself lots of cleaning up to do here. Disco says, "Also strange dream last night. You was a transport company boss, but I'd fallen asleep in your Jeep and I couldn't call you to find out an order number and load your details close to the job. Most strange." Wow. I hope a transport boss. Oh my god. Is this prophetic? That's what I want to know. Am I going to end up a transport boss? This is what I've got to stop myself from doing. And I said this to Lydia, if I get a truck licence, I need to just go and work for people. I am not starting another company or buying any lorries or getting crazy, you know? I'm going to put that up because it's. Oh, somebody's taking it down. That's fucking funny. There's a guy called Brino and he's put a comment out. It's pretty bad, but it's funny. It's really funny. It says, I've just realised that people who do anal bleaching are just changing their ringtone. That's classic. I like that. Made me laugh. There we go. Beans are in the coffee machine. I might throw this first one away and just put loads of water through it because the pipe's probably minging. Right, shall we put the telly on in the background? This is like the most blingy thing I have in my house. It's probably my TV that is a mirror. It's unnecessary. And it has a habit of not wanting to turn on. There we go. Here we go. And as if by magic, there you go. It's coming on. Bosh. There we go. And then we'll kind of peruse the news. Oh, that smells good. Love a bit of coffee. EAFC. Yeah, that's what it is, Mr. B. Yeah. Have I missed anybody's comments? No, I'm alright. I'm up to date. That's a cool TV. It's cool, isn't it? Morning, handsome John and the Chatterverse. Hello, Luke John Frost. How are you, mate? Have you had a good weekend? Right, that's definitely clean enough now. So we'll get rid of that coffee. What a waste, but cleans the old pipes out. And then, we shall make beautiful coffee noises now. There we go. The sound, the smell in here. Can't beat a bean to cup machine. Do like a bean to cup machine, but good filter coffee is not bad. This stuff I bought the other day because I didn't have any bins. In fact, I had this from going on holiday and we bought it. It was pretty good. And I had another one of these. So whilst I didn't have any coffee bins, I thought, I'll get into this. And if you're into instant coffee, this is really alright. Not bad at all. Coffee time. The TVs. It's my brother-in-law works for a company and they make them. And this is an old one, so this one's not got the. Some of them they're the full size of the glass, but this one isn't. Morning disco, looks like you're still hungover. I hesitated in the weather. I hesitated in whether to moderate that bring a comment or not, and then it was decided for me. Funny though. It's all right. Howdy, Luke John. Still feel a touch groggy, to be honest. It was good hazy IPA though. Why Rasco was it taken down? You can have a laugh. To be fair, I'm like my moderation is fairly we try and keep it a family show, but a little bit of silliness is fine, and that's not offending anybody. So it's just a bit of silliness. I think the problem is, so I've watched a lot of other guys and they don't moderate at all, and that's fine. But I think the problem is that because we used to do beer charged live streams and beer YouTubing, is that when people have had a beer, we all have a tendency to maybe say things that we're not supposed to say and type things in chat that we're not supposed to type. And so because of that, we're a bit more keen on the old moderation. And also we're doing the vertical live, which brings people in from all over the place. So you never know, you get the odd troll in. Mr. B says, Luke and Disco, good morning to you chaps and everyone else in chat. Luke says, been a busy bee with food reviews, cooking videos, and out and about walks. Yeah, YouTube making you do stuff. That's good. Gosh, I could have got a comb through my... I look a right mess today. Do you know what Lydia said to me last week? She was cutting my beard because I was looking a bit homeless. And there's like a white patch down here. And she was like, can I get rid of this bit here? And I was like, why? And she goes, it looks a bit Christmassy. I was like, Christmassy? What do you mean? She goes, well, you're going grey, you look like Father Christmas. I was like, I was mortally wounded. Wasn't taken down at Brenner, all good, and John fine with it. Yeah, no, he wasn't taken out. I think YouTube underrated it, to be honest. It wasn't, I don't think any of the mods did it. Good morning, Sir Bramall of Bramshire. Bruno's smiling. Morning, Mr. B. A family, what now? Beer family. Beer family? Beer friends. Yeah. Right. I'm having my coffee. Now, the question is it going to be strong enough? Look at that bad boy. Oh! We could retire to the sofa, but the light in there is not quite as good. There we go. Christmassy. I know, right? Flipping Christmassy. I'm like, I can't believe it. This is what happens when you have a young wife, though. There's many moments where I've had music on or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I love this tune. And she's like, I've never heard it before. And you're just like, oh. Yeah, but there's only 10 years between us. I've never knowingly wrote anything under the influence that couldn't be deemed un-PG, or have I? I think you have. I think you've done it without, to be totally honest. I think you've done it without, yeah. Oh man. So what's everybody doing today? I really need to sort out my shed / studio, because everything was taken out for Casey's party. And now it's all just kind of wedged around in there. But it's weird. I don't know. The more time goes on, the more I think I've got ADD. I'm convinced I've got ADD. I've definitely not got the hyperactive bit, but I've definitely got the other elements of it. Like, it probably only take me an hour. But, like, I feel like I could do everything else other than that job. And I could have done it yesterday and it was sunny. And instead of today, I've got to do it now and it'll be raining. So I don't know. And I don't know if you can see the side of the shed there. So on the side of the shed, there, I put a shelf. There's a stainless steel shelf there. And I've got an old Bose stereo, big square thing. And it is loud. So there's a power cable that I made a little hole just there, put a power cable through. But also, if I have a barbecue, I'm thinking like I could have my barbecue next to it, and then basically I could use the shelf to put my barbecue food on. That was the plan. Mr. B says, John, I watch a YouTube channel on fishing, and the lad on it could be your younger brother. No way. I could say your son, but that would be offensive. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I'll have to look it up. What's it called? I watch three fishing channels, because a new one started. I forgot the name of one. So one's Fishing with Norm, and then there's AO Fishing, who I absolutely love. Like, fantastic. And they've got he did this boat up called the Itty Bitty, and it's just flipping awesome. I love it. It's just so redneck. I just love to go out there and do the stuff that they do. Luke says, I play a lot of country music. My neighbours think I'm bonkers, but Dolly Parton blasting 9 to 5, 8 in the morning seems reasonable. I think so. Channel is Snagged Bro. Is that what it's called? Snagged Bro. I'll have to look that up. Snagged Bro. That's what happened. You snag your line, you're like, oh, snagged. Let me just get I'll get my little Chromebook. Right, I'm going to look it up. AMC's on a run again today. Woo, we're up to $5.19. It rallied from yesterday. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I'm like, everyone's getting really excited because it's rallied to 78.35% shares of it. AMC went up yesterday, but they were at one point 70 something dollars, so not too exciting for me. I'm like, just wake me up when it gets to 1,000. All right, YouTube. Snagged Bro, let's have a look. Snagged Bro. Fishing. There it is. He does look like me, doesn't he? That's weird. Oh my word. Well, he's a lucky guy. Lucky guy, that's all I can say. That's very funny. Disco says, now I have a free day, I should just do something useful, but I will probably just edit and try to make more beer videos, maybe alive tonight. Why not? Mr. B needs to watch less fishing videos and more Bramwell Does videos. Just saying. Luke's laughing. Disco, if you're fat and work less than 18 hours, the government are after you. Is John sat in a baby chair? No, we bought these from IKEA, right? On a whim, and we don't like them. And they have all the dirt, like literally gather every bit of dirt. They're really annoying. Clark89, sorry, I haven't kept up to date. If you have mentioned it, did you pass your HGV second time? Any tips? Clark, I did not. I failed on my second go. And now, no, hang a minute. What am I on about? I've done it 3 times now. I failed 3 times. I'm on my 4th. That's it now. I've got no more money left. So yeah, depressing, I think the phrase is. Yeah. Like 1 major, 1 minor. So touching a curb with a trailer, and like 1 minor for whatever. I don't even know what it was for. And then this time, Clark, it was just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I apparently, it was rush hour traffic, and I bullied my way over to the left lane. So I didn't do anything illegal, didn't do anything wrong, and apparently that's a fail. And the guy testing me doesn't even drive trucks. So yeah, not great. So I got 4th time lucky, but at 475 quid a go. It's not fun, Clark, but yeah, we're getting there. Hard Disco, what silly pathetic fools they are. Just saying. Clark, he's on his 7th death now. It feels like it, honestly. John should check out my tea time yesterday. The Gov's new policy to hit the working man is a disgrace. Oh no, what have they done now? Honestly, I despair. It's like, what crazy thing can they come up with to screw the people over on the daily? I can't believe flipping Khan got back in London. What a joke. Son of Soweto, hey, ma'am, how was your Mother's Day? Well, we didn't have it in the UK. We didn't have Mother's Day here. But I tell you what I did watch. I watched the Cletus McFarlane had a Mother's Day race, and all the ladies raced Crown Vics around the Freedom Factory. It was flipping awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's have a look on the old news, shall we? I refuse to read the BBC News because it is just garbage. So we'll have a look at Sky News, which is also garbage, but I find it, I don't have to pay for Sky News because it's not done like a dictatorship where we have to pay a license. Not that I'm bitter about it. Do you have to wait so long between each test? Well, between the second and the third one was actually only a week. But I don't know. I think part of it is I put too much pressure on myself. Like, I really want to do it, and I'm getting really frustrated. So this time, I'm like, if I don't pass, I'm not flipping spending any more money. I'll do something else. So, and then maybe retest it another time at another place. But so I haven't got the pressure on me on this next one. I'm not giving the specifics out of the next one. So I think by announcing it on YouTube was maybe not one of my best ideas because actually I put more pressure on myself than I needed to. But the good bit is it shows the reality of how difficult it is. What's your opinion on the Protestant Reformation? Flipping out, there's a question. I have no idea. Clark 89. I start to think some testers want you to pass class 2 before class 1. Yeah, I wonder if it's that. I do. I thought the same thing. But the guy that tested me before, so not this last guy who's the total clown, the one before, he said to me, he's like, I really wanted to pass you. He said, because that was one of the best tries I've ever had. I was like, can't you just ignore the fan over the curve? And he was like, no, because they wear body cams now as well, so they can't get away with it. But I was flipping gutted. Absolutely gutted. He was a good guy as well. But yeah, maybe they do. I find class 2, in many ways, driving the class 2s is a little bit harder. Because they're rigid, they're a pain in the butt, and you've got that massive swing at the back. Do you have to wait so long between each test? Yeah. So this next one, I know I never answered the question. I went off on a tangent. Then the next one's like another month. So yeah, it's annoying, but it gives me time to rustle up 475 quid from goodness knows where. When you said you race, I thought you meant skin colour. No. Where in the UK do you live? I live in a place called Huddersfield. In Yorkshire. Yorkshire, tell me. No, I raced karts and cars, and I did loads of stuff when I was younger. My father was very good at letting me pursue my dreams, and got to do loads of cool stuff. Seeing if there's anything interesting in the news, but high in protein, low in fat, cheap, environmentally friendly food. Try this wonder food, and it's insects. I mean, how that's made that into the main news today, I don't know. Trying to get us used to, you know what they're doing? They're going, you know what? You could eat insects, or maybe this lab grown meat. Very nice. They're trying to get us used to the idea. If you work under 18 hours now, you have to look for another job. If you don't, then your extra benefits are stuff. Oh, is that what the rule is? Add anxiety with being on YouTube. Got an HGV test centre in Stockport if you want to change. Yeah, I might give it a go. You know, it's really hard where we are. Apparently, it's one of the hardest places in the country. But I didn't know this. I just went for the person that could get me in there first. Which, in retrospect, I should have done it in Leeds, where at least I know the area. Like, instead I'm doing it somewhere, I have no idea where I'm going half the time, and that is half the problem because I'm trying to pre-plan, but I don't know where I'm going. But then the good side to that is that because I'm like not pre-planning, it's good experience for when I get out on the big road. On the big road, Luke thinks he also lives in Yorkshire. He does. I know about the University of Huddersfield. You'll know about Patrick Stewart then. He's one of the deans. I've just done a 6-day liquid diet as imposed on me by the hospital ahead of my appointment today. Being cancelled now until the 6th of June. Ugh, that's annoying. I've got to go. They're taking this lump out the back of my head. Finally, I've got a date for it to go in and have it whipped out. So I'm gonna get the lump out of my head, and then one of you guys can I'll raffle it off, and you could win it. No, we'll not do that. That's disgusting. I read a few weeks ago that the University of Huddersfield have fired lots of people. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've got rid of the. The problem is Huddersfield Uni is very good actually. It used to be a polytech. I'm going to drink some more coffee before I answer this because. Yeah, so Huddersfield Uni used to be a polytech, and they worked their way up, and they made some really good financial decisions, and they've expanded massively in the town whilst property has been cheap, and they've done really really well in getting international students in, made a lot of money. However, the problem has been that over the last few years, they've hired lots of academics, and I know I can honestly say this is the truth because I have family that work there and I have friends that work there because it's a big employer in the town. And the issue has become that academics are very clever people, but often lack common sense. And there has been massive wastes of money and hiring people who are friends or spending money on projects that maybe they couldn't afford. And so they've ended up with too many people, and a lot of the people don't know what they're doing anyway. And then they've blown money on projects that were never going to make any money. And then they're building this massive medical centre, which they'll have to rehire for at a later date. But because that's costing so much money, they've had to cut down, and that's what they needed to do. So the people right at the top are right, enough's enough now. You're wasting a lot of money, and so yeah, they've let a lot of people go. But this is how unis go, isn't it? It's like we have a leisure centre here, and they are by and far the most inefficient bunch of people I've ever met. So we took my two boys for a birthday party. We'd already prepaid for everything. There were 20 kids, and all they had to do was sign us in. And I counted 6 members of staff floating around, and that took for them to print off a little bracelet and give it to the kids, which we put on. It took them the best part of 25 minutes, which is just ridiculous. And I just said, look, there's loads of you here. Can you just hurry this up? And then I said, so you owe us 25 minutes of time because it's taken this long to sign in. And they were like, oh, well, it doesn't really work like that. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm adding 25 minutes because that's their swimming time that you've eaten into. And, you know, when you're there, I counted on shift at least 10 lifeguards. So they've just got so many staff. And I know somebody else that works in the leisure centre teaches a couple of classes. And they just said, yeah, it's jobs for the boys. There's like managers, and then managers' mates have got jobs. And there's just like people floating around everywhere with all these jobs doing nothing. So it's just killed the leisure centre, the whole leisure thing in Huddersfield. It's just been a massive waste of money. So, yeah, it's a real shame. They're just messing it up for everybody because they won't let the private sector run it. They do it themselves, and then they just waste money. Mr. B says, Luke, what you're Australian? Oh, sorry, I'm not English either. Son of Soweto. I can't be asked. William Wallace. Son of the Soweto. What's the future of your town if the university is hiring people all over the place? Well, the town centre is a mess now, and it's not exactly the world's safest place to go. So that's a big problem. There's so many empty shops now. The council is kind of the biggest problem with our town, and I think, and that goes back to the politicians as well, because we had a guy called Barry Sherman for Labour, and he was like, in fact, I think my sponge football out there that the kids kick around would have done a better job of running the town in the years that he's had it. the guy's an idiot. I, and people in Huddersfield are quite cunnish. They'll keep voting Labour because that's what they've always done. But this time they were just like enough's enough. And also the Labour councillor had been funny, he knocked on my door and asked me to vote, and I said, "There's no way I'm voting for you." I said, "I guarantee you've got your hands in the kitty." No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And then, literally 2 weeks later, it was in the paper that Mr. Mahmood had been embezzling money from the Kirklees funds. So I think after all that, people have had enough. So they voted him out. So I don't know what we're at now, because it was kind of like, I don't know. I haven't had a proper look, but yeah, the planning's terrible. Town planning is just a joke. Um, I mean, they've pretty much killed off all the parking in the town centre, so nobody can easily park there anymore. And then, I mean, when I moved, one of the reasons I moved to Huddersfield is because the town centre was so good. It had all the shops, it had a nice vibe, and they had loads of bars and restaurants and all that. It's all gone. Like, there's barely anything there now. It's a real shame. It's a real shame, and it's just Kirklees are greedy. I mean, I'll give you for instance, on during the dreaded C, they told Boris stood up there and said, "No more business rates. Business rates are stopped." But Kirklees continued to take money out of businesses who were in the town centre, took thousands out of their bank account, and then wouldn't return it. And they never have returned it. Unbelievable. And they bought Kirklees. They said that they were bankrupt and all that. They own so many properties in Huddersfield. They just keep buying up property, and then they try and manage and run it, but they just can't do it. And they're greedy. They just take. They absolutely screw over the businesses with stealth taxes and this, that, and the other, and put in fines and whatever. You've only got to look in the papers. They've killed it. So yeah, that's how it is. Anyway, I'll stop going off on a tangent. Mel was American before becoming an Aussie, as his dad moved there to keep Mel from getting drafted into the Vietnam War. Not originally, Mr. B. William Wallace is the film that started out from Kilmarnock. I played football with him for over 15 years. No way. What was your take on the elections, John? I reckon Tories will take a huge hit, but Labour certainly won't get as many as they hope. Reform is a major. I'm voting Reform. I am done. We are led to believe that we can only vote for two sets of idiots. So I want to vote for the other set of idiots, just to stick it to them. And I think there's a lot of people that like weren't going to vote and don't want to vote, but because things have been so bad, they're like, yeah, you know what, we need to stick it to you. So I think Reform will give them. I think Labour might still get in, which I really don't want, but I don't want Conservatives at all either. There's no benefit to either one of them. It's like picking between having your eyeball pulled out with a spoon or having your teeth pulled out with a pair of pliers with no anaesthetic. It's like, which one is the worst? They're both terrible. So if Reform, I think Labour will get back in, and I think Reform will give them a seriously bloody nose. And actually, I'm hoping that Reform become a strong enough presence that they'll be able to hold Labour to account, because that was always the problem with how it is in the UK at the moment. You've got Conservatives, but then you need a strong opposition to keep them in check, and they didn't. They were, I feel that they were a bit wet, and I think what's happened is because Labour got so involved in identity politics and it's been social justice warriors and being what's the word, woke and all that. I think what's happened is the silent majority doesn't like that. So I think they lost a lot of support because of all that behaviour, and like because they were talking about all that weird nonsense. and causing more division, that on the other side of it, I think that just allowed Labour to just pretty much do what they want. It was like, hey, we're doing all this over here. Look at us, look at us, look at us. Meanwhile, over here, they're doing something completely different. And that's where I see it. So let's say, what is reform for a non-British audience like yours? Truly, reform is just like a group that have got together to form a political party, and they're a kind of mix of all sorts of people in there, and basically they're in a position where they haven't got a manifesto, they've got a contract to the British people. So they're like, we are going to do this is what we're doing, and if we don't deliver that, you can hold us to account. Instead of this manifestos that we get from these starlings are eating all my grass seed. I'm literally watching them now. You little buggers. He's got his girlfriend down here now. She must have laid her eggs. Austin Prestonbuck. Good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Where are you from? What are you drinking? I am in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire, and I'm drinking coffee. Yeah, Luke John has answered it as well. I have Labour, Tory, and Lib Dem to choose from. That choice is easy. Also, an independent, but he wants kittens to be given out to kids on their 5th birthday. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, it's not the rats, I guess. If only Reform had anything sensible about reforming anything, they just have money and want a slice of the money pie, sadly won't get anywhere and have nowhere to get to. Well, yeah, I mean, but aren't they all like this? I mean, I think they're all like it. So I think Conservatives and Labour need to get a bloody nose. That's my personal view. They need to learn how fed up everybody is and that we're all looking for an alternative. I don't necessarily know enough about reform. You could be 100% right. But yeah, I still vote them because I'm flipping sick of the other two. Yeah, vote none of the above. Yeah, I think so. Labour shot themselves in the foot with their far-right lunatic. They just recruited. What? Why have they done that? Is that just to try and pull conservative voters over? Can't go left, but super far right as I get. Well, the problem is super far right and super far left want the same things, don't they? If you really look at it, they want exactly the same stuff. So, yeah, I don't think that's sensible. How does right and left wing look like in England? Different countries have different understandings of these concepts. Well, left is more towards communism and socialism, and then right is more towards fascism if you get to the far end of it. But then, yeah, that's the far extremes of it. So, I mean, I was talking about this to somebody the other day. Communism in itself, if you actually read what it is, it would be utopia if it could be done. But the problem is, the heart of man is corrupt above all things. So because of that, it will never work because we're corrupt as human beings, and because we're corrupt, we're always in it for ourselves. So it can never work, and it never has worked. I voted Ben Hoshen, but spoilt my police ballot. Touched is more of a doer than his party. Labour are just terrible on Teesside. We had Blair Mandelson on our doorstep, and we got left behind. Am I a Christian? Yes, I am. Yeah. AB, hello mate. How you doing? Good morning. Just had a coffee. It sounds like a serious subject today. The rain getting to you. Do you know, it's really funny. We weren't talking about anything like that. It just kind of drifted into that. I guess because it's in the news. And yeah, it's all going off. There's more stuff with the Welsh farmers. There's all sorts going on. Um, I saw that thing in Florida as well about the Florida government banning Bill Gates lab grown meat. So Bill Gates is all upset now. It's got he's a scumbag though, to be totally honest. Um, as an independent, I'm a central fence sitter, which is normally fine, but now it's mid-Labour territory, and that's a worrying thought. Yeah, I'm very much in the middle on a lot of stuff. I think you need a bit of both because you can't go full capitalism on the max is not great for everybody because it just makes the poor poorer. And but if we could make it so that we made loads of money and we did really well and we were able to help the people in a better way and used some proper decent structure to help the poor, that would be much better, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, Son of Soweto says yes. I heard the Christian reference in your talk. Okay. I'm a Baptist, at least was, but I keep my own faith and my own counsel. AB says, "Oh no, not been watching mainstream news. Good to hear about lab meat being banned. Oh right, mainstream news. It's dead, isn't it? That like mainstream news is dead. Mainstream media is dead on the whole. Like it's funny because people getting all excited because Talk TV got taken off and put on YouTube and Rumble and whatever else. And I was like, I think that was the most sensible move that they could do. They get money back and they can see exactly what they're who's being viewed, what's being viewed. I mean, it's like it makes sense, and that's where all the people are now. They're not like watching terrestrial television like they used to. I was at a friend's house and he had it on, and I was like, flipping adverts. Like, at least on YouTube, I can just skip the advert. You're there for ages. Type says, my understanding is far right is anarchist and far left is totalitarian. It's certainly gone that way, hasn't it? It's certainly going that. I would say that, yeah, 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 something like that. That's yeah. Well, you look at it like the left when you get to look at Canada. Like Trudeau openly said that he liked the way China operates. I'm like, wow, this is China that has death bans. So if you're caught, like you get trialed online, like in a Zoom meeting, then they decide that you need the death sentence. So they bring two vans to your house. You go in one, they give you the opportunity to speak to your loved ones. They give you a lethal injection. You die, and then they put you in an incinerator in the other van. That's it. And then they go to the next person and do it like that. I mean, it's just like, oh wow, that seems like a really good system. It's flipping awful, absolutely awful, and that's like what we're supposed to be going after. I don't think so. So is challenging Luke on his faith. AB says just been keeping up with Jeff and McMaster. Looking forward to the rally challenge. I haven't watched the. I saw McMaster had a video up, and I haven't watched it yet. He's got a new Porsche, isn't he? I saw that this morning. That makes me laugh. As it is funny because I've got a theory behind this. Now, if Porsche were really, really upset with him, they wouldn't give him another EV. However, they did. So I need some tinfoil. Let me get some. No. I'll make a quick tinfoil hat. No, my theory is that either Porsche don't want EVs to do well in the UK, and so this is a perfect opportunity. They're like, we're sick of making these things. We just want to stop. We want this to fail. This is one. Maybe they've put some software on to make it extra annoying. Or the other option is, like it's a human instinct that one person says, I really like this, and someone's like, I don't like it. And so there's a lot of love-hate. His channel is very polarizing, so I'm wondering if people watch him and they're like, well, screw what Mac Master says, I'm going to go and buy a Porsche anyway. And so whether actually it's like reverse psychology, it does better for Porsche by him having it because it's there all the time. You know what I mean? That's my thought. I don't know. It's getting it's getting tense. Yeah, the rally challenge would be good fun. I said to Jeff in the chat, if he wanted to borrow my Mercedes, he could have taken it. But I don't think he likes borrowing cars, which I get. Luke says, Jeff is good, Mac Master is a wazzock. I quite like Mac Master. And I tell you why. I think what's clever about Mac Master is he's a character. So I don't think that's the real person. If you hung out with him, I bet he's not what you see on camera. Because he's probably a lot more laid back. And he's a clever man. There's no doubt. He's no man's fool. So I think he deliberately does things for the hype. Like, why wouldn't you? If it makes you successful, even if people subscribe to you to then troll you, you make money out of that. So, yeah, that's my thought. Disco says, I am a modern day Nivinist, a religion so modern no one has ever heard of it yet. I am the founder, sole member. We follow accidental teachings of author John Niven. That's hilarious. I bet he's a beer writer or something like that. That's a very long story. I don't believe now, but I still have the heart and the soul to give empathy and help to those that need it. I think Western government need to be honest. What they don't do in our countries, our governments bomb and kill other countries, so all governments are the same. Well, yeah, everybody's killing everybody. The war makes money. That's all that is about. The whole stuff in Israel, well, don't get me started, because it goes back so far. I don't think anybody, unless you're a scholar, really has the full picture of what goes on out there. And it's tragic. All of it's tragic. You know, it's awful. AB says, the messaging and propaganda since 2019 has reached a new level. I can't watch terrestrial TV now without making a comment and getting annoyed at it. I can't even bring myself to watch the F1 anymore. Gosh, F1's flipping boring. Boring. What a load of boring cars with boring drivers driving around boring tracks. Good gosh. That is not motorsport. That is boring. Sorry. You got me triggered there, AB. Flipping out, man. Formula One. What happened? What happened there? Tell you what happened there. More than ever, weird politics has got in, and it's just made it stupid. I've just realised I have covered the tumble dryer in coffee cream. Oh my word. Oh dear. I've got a lot of cleaning in this kitchen to do after this live. I need some more water. I need another coffee. Yeah, Formula One now. It's just dull. Really dull. And I don't know. They just make dumb decisions. Like Ferrari bought Hamilton. There's a guy watching. He calls him Lewis Hamilton. They bought Hamilton, and then they bought Hamilton, but then the guy that came through on that street race, who'd like never driven a Formula One car, or, like hardly had any practice, came and finished higher than him. I'm like, why are you not hiring that guy instead of Hamilton and save yourself a bunch of money that you can put into the car? But hey ho, who am I? Tyke is saying a true capitalism and no regulation by government would help the poor. When the working man has to pay a greater percentage of his earnings than the rich. Well, yeah, I mean, the idea is it's trickle down economy, but it takes a long time for it to trickle down. But yeah, I think that's why you've got to have a bit of everything. in my opinion. You can't just have one solution to that. You've got to have like the social care for people that maybe aren't in the position, or aren't well, or whatever it is, to look after them. But if you're a rich country, then you can at least afford it. I understand. I hope that you return to your first love. Son of Soweto, where are you from? Are you South African, my brother? Straight white male or second coming disco? Second coming. The new Bible will touch or kill your friends. That will put you in a coma disco. It's like we now have a fascist corporatism where the rich elite protect their position with fiat no money. Well, they do. That's exactly where we're at. Yeah, the top of it now is so crooked. Like you can see what they're trying to do to us and what they're doing to farming. They want control of the food. They want control of the borders. They need the West to kind of collapse in many ways for them to get what they want. They need a big war. That's what they want. I certainly think that's what they're going towards. AB says, I agree with you. Matt Master comes across as a character on his channel, sort of Clarkson persona. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's all right. I like him. I think he's quite funny. He's a clever guy. I think that's what I like about him. I just from a sort of point of view of somebody that does YouTube but that maybe isn't as good at it. I can see what he does, and I just wish I could do it. I'm not as good as that. He's a very clever guy. Luke John says, love the Formula One. Montine Papia. Square Tables. Joey's in the office. He's in the office. Changes coming for 2026 for the better. They want us to believe. Yeah, well, we'll see about that, won't we? I mean, he's killed it. I watched a YouTuber the other day who's done Formula One commentary, and he does like all the race stats and stuff. He's like, I'm done. He's like, it's so boring now. I can't fill. He said, I don't have enough words in my vocabulary to fill the dead space during the race. It is so boring. So I was like, oh wow, okay, and he just shut his channel. That was it. It's done. F1 used to be entertaining before all the rules came forcing everyone to make the same car under the guise of safety and fairness. I had it on for 10 minutes and turned it off. Yeah, it's just pants, absolute pants. If you want some good racing, trophy trucks, stadium trucks, sorry, flipping awesome. All the same vehicle, absolutely mental. It's on a street circuit with off-road trucks, and they have ramps, and they have to do jumps. I mean, ludicrous, but brilliant. And it's down to the actual driver and the setup. It's great fun. I thought that's great fun. I love the new Rallycross. That's flipping awesome. Touring car. It's not what it was. I don't know. I haven't watched Touring Car in forever. I can't even remember the last time I watched it. But they've made it all non-contacts. It's really boring now. I don't know. I'll have to watch. The best bit about Touring Car was all the argy-bargy. That was the bit that was fun about it. Luke John says, Hamilton is a knob. There, I said it. Oh dear. Jenny from the Bronx. I'm going for another McLaren win this weekend. Oh, really? I think it'll be just another Verstappen. Unless I don't know. He's like, well, I've won the championship now. I don't really need to do anything. I'll have a sandwich mid-pack and just chill. Cup of tea. What's this channel about? Well, you might be disappointed. I'm drinking coffee. So normally, cup of tea, this is about automotive stuff and cars. But today we've gone off on a tangent, and we're talking about politics, Formula One, the way the world's going, anything really. I'm going for another coffee. Audi Al Cafe Gold Blend's finest. Good enough for me. Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. What's this? Yeah, I've just read that. AP says Hamilton is now a knob. In the early days, he seemed all right. He was all right in the early days, but I think he got his money and I don't know. He's lost the. I think he's lost a lot of his fan base. Because I always wanted him to do well, and then his behaviours just kind of, I don't know, it's just got weird. I think corporations have got their claws into him all right, yeah, and groomed him into something bizarre today. He's more of an ornament piece now. Yeah, it's sad, because he's a flipping awesome driver. Broccoli says, I really appreciate hairy women that think they're worth it. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Nothing wrong with the hairy woman. Luke John says, never liked Hamilton, even with McLaren. Then he split up with Scherzinger. That just proved he was not. He just ordered a coffee! Yeah, boy. It's very nice. Oh, look at the weather out there. Has it stopped raining yet? I can't tell. Shall I open the patio doors? We'll see. Let's see if it's raining or not. If it is, it's not as bad as it was this morning. My gosh, it was throwing it down. So I think I might have discovered something. Tiny bit of rain. Tiny bit of rain. I think I've discovered something, right? Which is, I think. So I discovered this weekend that we have a bird's nest in our soffit, and then I was wondering why certain patches of my grass have grown really well where they were dead, and then other patches haven't grown at all. And then whilst I've been talking to you, the two starlings have come down and polished off the last bit of grass seed that was on the patch that's not growing. So I think what I'm inadvertently doing is also feeding these starlings food. So there's two ways I can do with this. I think what I need to do is get a bird feeder so that they can eat bird food, and then I will put the grass seed down, and then maybe the food will distract them from the grass seed. That's my plan. John needs to buy me a coffee. I'll buy you a coffee. Yeah, no worries. Next time we meet, I will buy you a coffee gladly. Careful now with that sort of comment, Broccoli. People might think you have florets. Did you enjoy the sun over the weekend? I enjoyed the car show and the vids you put up. DB9 chap seemed like a decent guy. He was a legend, wasn't he? What a nice guy. That he sounded lush in person. That exhaust was very nice. Yeah, he hasn't reached out yet, but it might be. I haven't had a proper look at my Instagram, so I need to sort my Instagram out. I'm like, what it is, when I had the business, I was like really driven to get everything up and always be posting on all the platforms. And now I kind of can't be, I haven't got enough stuff to like constantly be posting up pictures all the time. I always forget I tend to do video over doing pictures. So I need to take some pictures and make sure I start posting stuff to Instagram. It's just laziness, that's all it is. But yeah, the sun was glorious. It was blooming hot. So we had Friday, Casey's birthday, I think we had 22 teenage girls dancing, drinking mocktails and sweets and just like loads of food. We've got Domino's pizzas in, and they had Krispy Kreme donuts, and they just had a great time. And I wanted to hide because it was just intense. That's what I can say. But she had a great time, and she enjoyed her party. And then what else happened? Then Saturday was pretty much tidy up, but Lydia wanted to go out for the day, and I just said, I'm done. I'm shattered. I don't want to go out anywhere, and I don't want to spend. If we go out, we'll spend money. So we stay. And she was like, "That is a good point." I was like, "The weather's lovely. The garden needs sorting because the kids have trashed it. I need to pack everything down." So that's what we did, and we just chilled and we played with the boys, playing football, and it was just a lovely Saturday. And then Sunday, church, and I was on car park duty. And then we came home and I sat on the sofa, put something on the telly, and I fell asleep. And that was Sunday. So yeah, um, and that was a lovely weekend. Um, Still dry here in God's OG county. Overcast, but still 20 degrees. Yeah, it's warm here. I've just opened the door actually, but it is. It stopped. It's kind of like spitting. Um, they're laughing at DSET. Put a net over the patches. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, you know. I haven't got any net though. But yeah, that is. I'll show you, though. You can see it. So because it's a new build, they basically don't put any soil down. So that area is where I had the hot tub. So I've planted that and it's growing back gradually. But that patch there, and there's one just here, nothing's happened, and I don't really know why. Here, similar thing. This was completely bald here, so that's all kind of come back. And then that area there floods, so it's always kind of yellowy colour. And where the red ball is, that was actually a big divot that filled up with water and killed the grass. So I've now filled that up with topsoil, and actually it's all right now, and the grass is starting to come back. So the plan is here, because we've only got this tiny little patio thing, so we want to increase the patio to like here where it comes all the way across. And then in front of the shed there, I want to do a little patio there and put like a gravel bit in where the door opens for the shed. And then patio heater on the side of the shed. And that's the last bit of sun is over there. And then here, I put the shelf up. So the idea is at some point, I might put like a bit of something there down so I can have a barbecue and then I can put stuff on the shelf. So that's the plan. But yeah. It's actually quite a big garden, but I filled it up with a shed, which is quite big, but it gives me extra space, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, problem is there's like hardly any topsoil, so yeah, it's not great. It's very heavy clay here. AB says, deal with the starlings, Jasper Carrot style with a double barrel 12 ball. Yeah. I'm just not very good at killing animals. I just can't do it. It's not doing me any harm. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Steve says, Hamilton became arrogant and then blamed people for disliking him on racism, which made us non-racists dislike him even more. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly it for me. Man, when I used to race in two-strokes, Rotax Max, he was doing cadets, and like I watched him at PF International, and he was amazing. And I was like, yeah, this kid's going to be awesome. And that's one thing that really did my head in. You know, he like claimed that he was so like poor and he came from a poor family. He came from a poor family compared to other rich Formula One people. He lived in a massive house. Like, he was not poor. He did not have a poor upbringing. And when I was there, he was sponsored by McLaren in cadets. He's had millions put into him. So he has had a very privileged upbringing compared to many people. And when he was claiming that he was Jenny from the Bronx, it just made me angry because I just thought there's real people out there that really have struggled and done well, and it takes away from them. So, yeah. And then Luke John says, keep politics out of sport, it doesn't belong. Yeah. It would also be like nice if they could keep politics out of politics. Like, yeah, it would. God from the book of Niven, chapter 4. I'm not going to read that out. It's too rude. That would be fine. Thing disco. We need more independence, just not SMPs. They're garbage. Yeah. New builds in Huddersfield. They must be desperate. Yeah, it's true. That would be a Stuart Luke. Only politician I have any time for is SNP. Although I don't agree with her Scottish politics, but Mary Black should be in charge. Talks sense, but she's given up now. I can't kill animals either. I would be a horrible animal warden. Yeah, me too. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I feel like I even second guess killing a spider. You know, it's not good, is it? Without doxing yourself, where are you roughly? I'm in Huddersfield in Yorkshire. I'm not bothered. Like, if somebody tries to dox me, you come here, it'll be the last thing you ever do. I'm such a poor boy from a poor family. Show. Everybody's going for it today. What's my thoughts on Margaret Thatcher? Well, I don't know. In some ways, she was pretty cool. In other ways, what she did to the miners was a disgrace. That's where I'm at with it. So I neither think she's amazing or dislike her. I just think, yeah, what she did to people to families, was wrong. That's my personal view. It's funny because I won't bank with Barclays because at all, like me and Lids absolutely will never bank with Barclays because of how they behaved with my parents. So we had this lovely house. It was a wimpy house. It was a new build. My dad had worked really hard, bought this beautiful house. We were growing up in it. And then basically it was the first big recession, and Barclays had invested loads of money in Africa and lost it. And they were on the edge of collapse. So there was some fine print that they put into the mortgage that basically they could at any time recall the property and basically take your house off you and just get their mortgage money back. And my parents are like, the stress it put them under was horrific. And as a little kid, I was like terrified that I was going to lose, like we were going to lose the house, that I was going to lose my toys, you know. And I just think if a bank can do that, they're flipping scum. So I've never forgotten. So I'll never bank with them, ever. If there's ever an opportunity to take money off Barclays, I will. I don't agree with killing things for the sake of it. However, when the WEF get in power, I will still want my steak, even if I have to get a cow myself. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, flip you out, man. By the time you get to Huddersfield, you're too tired to do a home invasion. It's true. It's all uphill here. Thatcher stole my milk, said Luke. Steve says, most importantly, Hamilton's dad owned a garage. Go-kart engines are rebuilt all the time. Expensive if your dad is an office manager, etc. Yeah, well, my dad was an electrician. So when we ran sealed engines. So you can't service them yourself or rebuild them. You have to send them off, and it has to be sealed. Here he is. It's the Craft Beer Hub. How you doing, Mark? You all right? Good morning, sports fans. How are we doing? We put the world to rights here. Barclays took your toys. Bro, I will never bank with them dudes again. No, scumbags. Ellis Conan James says, does God love me? Of course he does. He loves everybody. AB says, very interesting with the mortgage fine print you mentioned. I can see a few other back looking at that option. If the economy epically tanks. Yeah, you just got to watch it. The problem is, like, we found stuff in our lease and like, not lease, on our contract with this house. So when you buy it, because it's a new property, like, I didn't know, I was supposed to get permission to put a shed up. I cannot change the plants in my front garden because they're on the planning application. and they're supposed to be copper birch, but they're dead and they're not growing. And so I've got this problem where the developers won't let me take it out because they say you can't because you're breaking planning. But then on the flip side, the uh, landscaping company has lied consistently that these plants are still alive and that basically we have to wait 2 years before they'll grow at all. But if you can literally, one fell out of the ground the other day because there were no roots, they'd all died. It's all come off, and then you snap them, they're dry as a bone in the middle. So yeah, absolute nonsense. So yeah, I mean, and we've got a problem with our front door. So I wanted to put a new front door on, but you can't. You have to. You can't put a different colour front door on for, I think they said 5 years. It's just flipping mental. I didn't know any of these things existed, but yeah, now, like your solicitor is supposed to tell you all that, but I was so encompassed in just getting a new house, I didn't even really properly check. Morning. Hope you're good. The Craft Beer Hub. Welcome back to the Melting Pot. Cheers. Disco. Joey says all Brits are welcome to move to the States and claim asylum. Yeah, honestly, I don't know whether things are better there. If I came to America, I'd either want to live in Alabama, maybe Georgia, Texas, and specifically the sort of Dallas region, or Florida. Those would be the only places I'd be interested in living in. That's my personal view. You listed all the hot states. I did, because I like the hot weather. I flipping hate winter. You know, like everybody gets really excited. My best mate Al is like, oh, I love winter, and you put your winter jacket on and you go for it. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's wet, it's cold. I don't want to be out there. It's freezing. I just want to be warm and comfy and have a cold beer in my hand. Harry and Meghan's charity delinquent. Oh, I don't care about Harry and Meghan. They can smeg off as well. Goodness me. Dear. Man who brazenly sexually assaulted girl and woman on Manchester tram is jailed. Tahir Ali, 37, targeted women and teenagers on the city centre trams while surrounded by dozens of people in November and December last year. And then it says a man has been jailed and banned from trams after assaulting a 16-year-old girl and a woman. On Manchester's public network, Tahir Ali intentionally touched a woman and teenager. Like, he needs more than banning off trams, he needs banning off buses as well. Honestly, stupid. It's just popped up on the news now. Court refuses to change the sentence of three men who were a man who killed 3 people in Nottingham last summer. Ghostbuster-style devices could be given to the police. Oh, come on, what clickbait is this? The ginormous backparts are used an electromagnetic pulse to trick vehicles into shutting down. Well, that's easily fixed. Honestly, ridiculous. Well, I can't sell you an Ohio then. We get snow and rain and other stuff, but it's damn cheap. Ohio, I wouldn't mind going to Ohio. I'd have to go there visit for a while. They said Meghan is an African princess now for some reason. Oh, she joined Disney. The correct answer is Hawaii. Oh yes, Hawaii. I could live there. I wouldn't want to move anywhere else if forced to. Go to the States, or maybe one of the American Polynesian islands. Ooh, yes. Never considered that. That would be nice. I wouldn't mind moving to Australia actually, but it seems like there's a lot of things that don't want you to survive in Australia, like the 7 most deadly animals on the planet all live in Australia. Yeah, well, yeah, you could. You could move to the British Virgin Islands. Hawaii is not cheap. No, heck no. No, definitely not. Oh, so GameStop finished last night at 74.4% up. It's flying. So something happened yesterday. If you do meme stocks, which I kind of got into in lockdown, basically. So AMC Entertainment Holdings is basically AMC Cinemas, and in the UK we've got like Odeon, and the shorts were trying to short them into oblivion to make them go bust, and the shorts had tried to make GameStop collapse as well, but investors like myself, who we're now called the apes, came in and started to buy up all the stock for like GameStop and AMC, and basically stop them from shorting the companies into going bankrupt. Now, the crookedness of it all is that the American Stock Exchange, a lot of the people created, a lot of the companies like BlackRock, Citadel started creating fake shares. So there's more shares in these companies than were ever issued, and there's some dodginess has gone on with AMC where they split the shares into two tokens. So you had APE and then you had AMC shares, and then they swapped them back again. And Aaron did that, and I think he only did that to pacify like the rich, and he probably got a big fat backhander off it. But it stitched up all the apes, so we weren't very happy about that. But it happened. But there's what's he called now? There's an investor from let me just find him now. I think it's called Fierce Kitty. Let's just quickly log into here. Trending. Oh, I didn't know it was Mental Health Awareness Week. Look after yourself, lads. Where is it now? It must be trending because yesterday it was going mental. Where is it now? No, maybe not. Oh, here we go. GME. GME is trending. Roaring Kitty. So there's an investor called Roaring Kitty who basically, I think, as I understand, holds something like $31 million of stock in GameStop, and hadn't tweeted for 2 years, basically, hadn't tweeted a thing and just sat on those shares. And they're desperate at the moment for us. Basically, they want the private investors to basically sell up all our shares in GameStop and BlackBerry and AMC, but we won't. We just sit on our stock. And anyway, he just came out after not posting. He turned 50. So he turned $50,000 into approximately $50 million on GME back in 2021, and then disappeared for 3 years. But he hasn't sold his stock. He's kept his stock. So he came out and just was like, "I'm back," and then the stock just went through the roof yesterday, just off the back of two of his tweets, and it's pretty wild. So yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot to get back. AMC will take a lot to get back to where it is. But who knows? It's fascinating. Fascinating. So yeah, now I started talking about shares. I've managed to kill us down to 3 people still in chat. Joe says the defence is going to grill Michael Cohen today in the Trump hush money trial. Ooh. I thought that whole Trump trial, did it not collapse the other day? I saw something about it that the trial had fallen apart. But I don't know. To be honest, I haven't followed it because I just feel like it's low old nonsense. I'll tell you what I have watched. Holy smokes. Baby Reindeer on Netflix. Oh my gosh. Has anybody else watched Baby Reindeer on Netflix? That is wild. Absolutely wild. Trial is still good. The other 2 trials won't be till after the election. Right, okay. Honestly, Baby Reindeer is so messed up. And it's like, it's all over the news now, isn't it? It's like become massive. I tried getting a chick from Baby Reindeer on the show. She turned me down. No way. Really? Did you try? Oh, man. You didn't let her have your phone number, did you, Joey? She'll be ringing you all the time. It's really interesting because... So she went on Piers Morgan's show and she said that it definitely wasn't her. And she said it was her, but she said she'd never been to prison. And she'd never been convicted. But then her nephew, I think it was her nephew, was in a Facebook chat and said, no, she definitely has been done, but she's not using her full name. And her full name is, what's her full name? It's not Thingy Harvey, it's Lou. Baby Reindeer. The real Martha. So, Fiona Harvey, yeah, that's what she calls herself. But it turns out this person said, let's just find it. My brain is on buffering today, I tell you. I feel like I've got brain fog today. Nephew. Yeah. So that's apparently a hoax. Interesting. Okay. Right, so there was a story. There was somebody called Kyle Muir. And he said Fiona Harvey's name was actually Fiona Muir, Harvey Muir, and then basically claimed that she had been to prison, but then it's saying here that that was actually a hoax. In a number of Facebook comments, Kyle Muir claimed to be Fiona Harvey's nephew and accused her of spending 4 months in prison. However, he's since spoken out to reveal that this isn't true and it was a joke that got out of hand. Interesting. So it's still saying that there's no evidence that she got arrested. Yeah, interesting. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I feel like because Netflix state at the beginning, this is a true story, although right at the end it says it's, you know, some of it is fictionalized. So I don't know. I encourage people to stalk me as a comic. No one ever does. It sucks. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, I have my own stalker. Pathetic, really. We're the closest thing you have to stalkers on here, Joey. We watch all your stuff, almost. Almost, true. Yeah, we're the closest you can get. Yeah, somebody tried to change my business email address and some other things as well before. Just obsessed with talking about me on their stuff as well. But yeah, those days are gone. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, so I don't know this baby reindeer thing. So, question: do you think Piers Morgan was wrong for having her on and talking to her? So, my personal view is I don't think Piers was wrong for having her on because she said she wanted to come on. She wanted to be on the. She wanted to be on the film. She wanted to say it was her. And then, I mean, the argument is that Piers Morgan took advantage of her because actually she's mentally unstable. But then the other side to it is she came across as she was, compos mentis, but she wanted to put her side forward. So somebody's got to give her a platform to say what she wanted to say. Otherwise, I don't know. It's maybe unfair. I don't know. Disco says with a Bacano. You alright, dude? You look like you're about to go postal. Yeah, I'm great. I'm all good, baby. So yeah, I don't know. Like for me, I think fair game. She wanted to go on. They let her go on. Why not? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Oh, I'm shattered. I need some breakfast. I don't know what I'm going to eat now. Have I got any bacon? Bacano, you've given me an idea. Have I got any bacon in here? Let's have a look. No, I've got ham. Can't really put ham in the air fryer, can you? Oh, looks like cereal today. Or porridge. Cereal or porridge? I've been on a diet, so I've lost a little bit of weight this last week. Right, I'm going to call it a day because I need to get some food, and I want to catch up with everything that's going on. And I will see you all on the flip side. So have a lovely day. Have fun. I've enjoyed this chat, and yeah, it's Mental Health Week, so yeah, look after yourselves and don't forget to talk to one another. See you all later. Goodbye.